I am MALteesar, and as you can see here, we're playing Fallout 76, the latest offering in the Fallout series by Bethesda, who, for those of you who don't know, have been going for a really, really long time. They started producing games in 1986 with their first game on the Amiga called Gridiron. So, enough of that. Let's create a new character, and away we go. Now, for those of you who don't know, Fallout 76 is very similar to Fallout 4. You've got your standard leave the vault, go and explore, complete missions, solve the general overlying story. However, the few differences in this is that it is online with other players, and there's a screenshot there of me and a friend of mine who took down one of the scorch beasts that fly around. It happened to be flying over my base, so I got annoyed at it because it kept attacking me, so we killed it. Now, the scorch beasts I'll come to later about them, but Fallout 76, it's an online game. You have multiple players running on your world at any one time, and you have the ability to build your own bases. Quite literally, physically build your own base. Unlike Fallout 4, where you had the cities where you could just take over a town and just start repairing it, build it up, and getting NPCs to come into your town and run things for you. The bases in this are completely different. You collect resources, you unlock plans to build different items, and then build your base. You have to have your foundations, you have to have defences, water, power, and so on and so forth. As you can see here, we've got the standard opening screen. I'm going to skip that when I get the chance, because no one wants to see that on a live cast. So, here we go. Now, unlike the other Fallout games, you wake up in the vault all alone. It's kind of creepy in a way. You just hear, oh, no, 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 no. I look like someone who would come around and steal your sweets and your TVs. So, that'll do. Name of my character. What shall we go for? We'll have ourselves a doofus. Oh, okay, so I'll get an ID card. Level 1 doofus. So there we go. Controls are pretty standard. Right stick for your look around, look up, look down, and your left to walk. Now, one thing a lot of people, when they first start the game, don't realise, this guitar here, if you sit there and play it for a little bit, you get a bonus which increases your action point regeneration. You know, it doesn't take too long to play. Probably 10-15 seconds, maybe a little bit longer. But you then have an AP buff which will appear up in the top left hand corner once you've reached it. So we'll just wait for that to pop up. And the tunes are quite repetitive, but kind of catchy. There are different guitars. There we go, we got the buff, the well tuned. To leave that, stop playing, you just move your walk stick and come to the terminal, play the holotape, which gives you a nice little throwback to an old game from when Bethesda first came out called Tapper. And on this, it's literally, you just have to serve drinks to the people and make sure they don't get to the end of the line. Without breaking a glass. That happens. Anyway, enough of that. Don't need to read the rest of it, it's just random junk. Here's my little hole that I live in. Now bear in mind, the only things you can pick up in here are the things they allow you to pick up for the quest. You can't take anything else apart from your PipBoy. Woo! We have a PipBoy. Pardon. And that's it. That's all you can pick up in this area. There's nothing else. Although there are some cool things to look at in here. You've got toiletry, toiletries, trophies for cleanest toilet award, best looking hair. Oh my goodness, things in the vault must have gotten pretty dire to hand out awards for the cleanest toilet. So you can see, looks like there's been a big party here. We can either have it in first person or third person, although I've personally found that being in third person view makes it just a little bit difficult to target things and pick things up. So running first person view is how I'll be playing. Or everything's locked down and you can see there's no life apart from a Mr. Handy called Crutchley who's trying to tidy up, but ignore him. What do you want? Oh, it's moved. Yeah, that little diamond is showing you where your quest is. Again, quite similar to how it is. Ooh, Radex and purified water. Is that it? No, hopefully not, because if that's all I've got to go around the world with, I'm pretty stuffed because I'll have no weapons. Oh, right away. Stimpaks. Oh, 5 Stimpaks. Cool, I'm not going to die straight away. Building supplies. So, as I said, the building this is different. You do need to farm metal, wood, everything. No, I don't want a party hat. We've got to come in here. Make globes spin. Whee! Right, so let's get these quests started. So it's play the hot tap. Yeah, I had enough of that. By the way, are a good source of screws and that is one of the most common things you'll need on pretty much any plan you'll make for weapons and armor are screws. You see a desk fan, grab it. You're gonna need it. Screws are like gold dust. Here we have the camp. This is what you'll be using to build your bases. You can pick your base up if you don't like where it is. It costs your caps. And with those caps that you get, because they are very hard to come by in this version. Ooh, charisma. Right. The perk system has changed now, and social systems changed. You get 1 point a level as per usual, and you get what's called perk cards now. Now the perk cards are, well, you'll see in a second, but it's hard to see from here when you first start playing out what you want to go with. Now I know I want to be able to make guns, but I also want to be able to survive and carry things. So I'm going to go with strength for the moment. Melee damage. Yay. Not what I was hoping for. I was hoping for one that would allow me to carry more weight. So as you can see here now, it shows you that my special tree is at the top, and I have 2 unused points in strength. Now the number at the top left of the card tells you how many points it is going to take to equip that card. So we'll equip that. So I could, if I had another 1 point strength card, equip that. Or if I got another gladiator, it would level up to a 2-star card, where you can see the star value bottom right, and it would then require 2 points to equip. So that would fill it up. And it goes pretty much along the same for all the other cards. Each area the card determines, or each special perk determines what kind of card you'll get. So for those of you who have never played this before, heads up, strength will give you increased carry weight and increased melee damage. Perception affects how well you can sneak, how well you can spot hidden things, your ability, so quite useful. Endurance, you know, hit points you've got, how resistant you are to disease, etc, etc. Charisma, useful, taken to probably 3 points minimum, because that way then you can get the hard bargain perk card at max level, which increases the amount of caps you get when selling to vendors. There are a couple of other perks along the way that you can pick up and add to it, so, but hard bargain is if you're going to be selling a lot of stuff to the vendors is a must. Intelligence, that affects how you're hacking, it affects your weapon crafting, so, and your armor crafting and all the other stuff. Very useful. Agility, again, it affects how good you are in VATS. It affects how many action points you have, so you can stay in for VATS longer. And luck, it helps a lot with when you're finding stuff and you're scavenging and you're searching dead bodies and chests for finding a few extra things. So that's a rough breakdown of the cards. As we play the game, we get more cards. We'll see how it goes. And you'll see it flesh out a bit more. So that's us done here in the vault for now. Let's leave, see how it goes, and let's start the game and play it as we should. Watch out, Appalachia. We have a doofus. Now, one of the things about this game is you can take photos in game, and the photos you take become your loading screens. This is one here from my main character in my fire breather costume with a partly completed Excavator power armor. So the Excavator power armor is a quest that you can pick up at level 25 down at Garaham Miner HQ. Obviously level 25 is the recommended level for it. The chassis, however, you can wear at a lower level. Now the chassis don't add any armor bonus, but they do add an extra £10 for you to run around with, to carry with. So if you see one at a lower level, grab it. Usually you'll find them next to a power armor station, so you can take the armor off, scrap it for the mats, and that way then you've got a chassis to run around and have an extra £10. So right, I've come out the vault. I've headed down these steps here on the left, mainly because I know that down here we have this dead body here. This dead body here will usually have a couple of things on him. So orders from Maria Chavez, she's one of the responders. We'll come to them in a bit. They're part of the main storyline. Buff, a machete, and some pre-war money. Pre-war money is very good for cloth when you're building, so it's useful for making some of your stuff in your house, and for making Molotov cocktails. So as I'm on PS4, press circle to bring up your PipBoy, and then we have all your different stat pages. So stat is just giving us a general overview. Effects showing us what's all on us, and as you see I've got the well-tuned buff for another 51 minutes. That was from playing the guitar, which gives me an action point regen of plus 25. Being well fed and well hydrated, as you can see. Special stats gives you a breakdown of all your skills and any pluses or minuses you have to them through effects, buffs or debuffs. Collections are your caps, which are what you run around with. Tadpole badges, there is a separate side story faction in here where you earn badges and you can buy extra plans which affect how much you can carry. Possum badges is an upgrade to the tadpole, and legendary scripts, we'll come to them when we start getting some legendaries. Obviously your items are split down. There's our machete, so you click your X on a PlayStation, you click A on an Xbox One to equip that item. You use your left and right on your D-pad to select scroll through the menus. So I've got me Vault 76 jumpsuit. It gave me a party hat even though I don't ask for it, and some black rimmed glasses. So as I wear glasses, I'll equip them, and a party hat for why the heck not. There's all the stuff for aid. In here, any food you'll make or water you'll collect or anything of the likes, this is where it'll come. Miscellaneous, we've got the holotapes that we picked up. As you see here, we've already got some stuff in the junk ready for when we start going out there and building. Mods and ammo. Data shows you all our missions, so at the moment we've only got the first contact mission. There's nothing in the side. There are daily missions that you can do once you unlock them, and some areas they have events. And then we've got radio, which I'll go into later on because at the moment we don't need to worry about it. On the PlayStation, if you hit the options button, it brings up your map. Right stick for zoom in, zoom out, left stick for moving around. Now you can see here, got this there, that is another player's camp who has a shop system set up on his camp. So it'll list his camp on there to show you that he's got stuff for sale, what he's got for sale, and how many of in that category he's got. These yellow dots are the other players around. You can see you get some. You'd be on a. I'm a level 1. There's a level 236 here, so there's quite a way around. But as you can see, the map is fairly expansive. It has quite a few things on there, but at the moment we're just going to be sitting around this area here. So all the way down to here where you see these this level 4, a level 27, level 7. We'll be playing around about this area and then slowly spreading out. So we've got our machete equipped. Let's go and find a few things to kill. Now I'll come back up to the entrance to Vault 76 because I know that over here there's another dead body, and on this dead body we'll have a gun. 38 round, another stim pack, always useful. Stim packs at lower levels are a godsend. However, when you get a chemistry station and you learn how to do it, you can then get diluted stim packs. So for one stim pack that'll turn to 2 diluted. They weigh less, they heal you just as much as a standard stim pack will do at your level. A standard diluted stim pack will heal pretty much your half to 3/4 of your health. Oh, that's one of the little robots that are around here. You'll see these pop up every now and again. They're fairly weak, but he's sat on top of that bus so I can't get him. So click R3 to crouch, and let's equip our first gun. And we have a pipe pistol. You see there, L2 to aim, R2 to shoot. Now the pipe pistols, they are scavenged weapons and made out of literally pipes, nuts, bolts. Oh. Pipes, nuts, bolts. They tend to... Oh, that was at it. We're out of ammo already. So if you hit left on your D-pad, you'll switch to your last used weapon. Now these guys, the propaganda flyer, ignore them. The steel scrap is all you want. Propaganda flyer adds nothing to quests, and it doesn't break down into anything. It just sits there in your inventory taking up space. Now there was another one here. There he is. So when you first start out, come down this area, have a check around here. Sometimes there is a toolbox around here that you can loot for a few bits and pieces, but don't worry about it if there isn't. One thing I found out, there is always a first aid box here. What's in there differs every time, so don't worry. But always collect it. Empty milk bottle, no use to us. Medical liquid nitrogen dispenser. Now I know that breaks down into something that has screws and lead. Now I know you need lead for ammo, screws to craft weapons. So, always a good idea to grab it. Now a good idea for this, if you can learn how to do it, is how to do a running attack. It adds more damage to your attacks. So things like this you can one-shot, but it can make the timing a little difficult. See, that's all it does, is it just sits there and then you can pick it up from there. There's no need to have them. Out in this van over here, in this car, goes up here, so there's always an explosive of some kind in that box when you first start, giving you a nice introduction to explosives. Got a dead guy here. Got nothing on him. But we've got another guy down there. So at the moment, explosives are something you want to try and save. Ooh, we've got a fusion cell, which is the power for laser weapons. Why it's giving us these now, because we probably won't see one for quite a while. In this tank thing here, there's always ammo. Now the quest is telling you to go over in that direction generally. However, I know if you head over here, you've got another first aid box, another ammo box, and if you jump these and come over here, more ammo. So that's 3 ammo boxes we found already within the first 100 yards of the game. There's normally another 2, but by the looks of it, it doesn't want to give us... Oh, there it is. There's another one. So that's 4 ammo boxes. And... nope, that's it. It's been stingy to us today. So I'll come over here. Now I know there's probably going to be another robot or 2 over here. Yep, there he is. Let's... oh. Oh, and a baby rad stag. Rad stags are good for killing for their meat and their hide, because their hide gives you leather, their meat you can cook up, and when you've got grilled rad stag, it means you can have an extra 20 pounds carry weight for 5 minutes. So if you're over encumbered by 2 or 3 pounds, eat a rad stag steak, and you can then fast travel, because when you're over encumbered you can't fast travel. Here we go, we've got some more ammo here, a couple of more dead bodies. Oh, responder's corpse, combat knife, and a board, and literally it is just a big stick for you to hit things with. Useful for wood scraps. Again, check the bus. Usually duffel bag, flare gun. I've never actually used the flare gun, so I have no idea of how good it actually is. Another weapons crate. Oh, cap. So we have some money. And a graduated cylinder. Again, don't worry too much about it at this precise second in time. Duct tape is something that you will need, because pretty much everything requires adhesive. I know that gives you steel and screws, combination wrenches, and scalpels. A Braccio cleaner gives you acid, which you need for making your fertilizer for your weapons. Aha! They moved it over here, the other ammo box. So let's switch back to our other weapon. There we go, we've got 39 rounds. We're ready to go. Now obviously you could follow the path that it tells you. However, I know that if we come down here, as you see at the bottom of the screen, I've got like a little compass that turns as I do. And as you get closer to things, it highlights and gets brighter until it fills in and you have in fact discovered that location. So down here we will have basically a moonshiner's hut. In this hut there are a few ticks, and these aren't your normal ticks that you get while you're out walking your dog. They are freaking huge, and they hurt, and they'll try and eat you. I can hear him moving around already. If you're not too good with game controls, geez, you can go into VATS. So it's L1 on a PlayStation or LB on Xbox, tap it and it gives you an auto targeting system, but it uses your action points up. Jeez, these things are fast. There we go. Wow, that's the problem with the ticks. They scurry around so quickly, it can make it hard to target. Now I know there's another one in that shed over there. He, as you can see, when I highlight him, he's got a crown above his number, meaning he's the little boss of the area. He's the boss tick. So let's see if we can't get him before he realises what's going on. Here he comes. As you can see, it does look like a normal tick, just a darn sight bigger. So Radaway and tick bloods and tick blood sacs are useful for creating blood packs. Plants that you'll find around here, you'll find a tato plant. I don't know why they call it a tato and not a tomato. We've got a recipe here for MALteesar soft shell cake. So when you pick up a recipe, you have to go into your PipBoy, go across to notes, and it's there. And then you just click on it, and you learn that recipe. So let's see what else we've got here. We've got combat knife, dirty water. Now I'll explain the difference between dirty water, the different waters. There are 3 types. Oh, got another recipe. Steeped fever blossom tea. Potato, corn, and corn. Sorry about that. Didn't seem quite professional. Then again, I never said I was a professional. Right, this here is a weapons workbench. The weapons workbenches, as you can see, you can either craft, scrap your items that the junk items you're carrying, or modify and repair your weapons. At the moment, I don't think we know that too many plans. I've never actually tried to craft at level 1, so let's see what we've got. We can make a board, so just get a hunk of wood and turn it into a weapon. We can make a couple of different edged weapons. Pipe guns, these are what we're going to be using primarily to start off with, because it's all that'll drop. And some throwing knives. The pipe guns, your pipe pistol, you can see down the right hand side, it shows you what you need in. So we've managed to pick up 4 adhesive, no gear, no oils, no screws, springs, but we do have enough steel. So hopefully we can find a few things soon to make them. Now, obviously we've got different kinds. The pistol is automatic. Bolt action is one shot. It's got a magazine, but it's one shot, and then you have to recock it, but it does more damage. Revolver, 6-shot revolver, and a syringer. It fires empty hypodermic needles filled with different toxins that you learn later on. At the moment, it just does very poor damage, so I wouldn't really worry about the syringer at the moment. So now, if we go into scrap, and we scrap the item we found, so go across to junk, and it'll tell us in the middle what each thing breaks down into. So the Abraxo cleaner, as you can see, acid and antiseptic, antifreeze bottle, acid, combination reg, steel and lead. Why did I pick up a dish rag? Oh, it's extra cloth. Duct tape, adhesive and cloth, steel. See, instead of having to do it all at once, you can just press triangle on a PlayStation or Y on an Xbox, and it scraps it all in one go. So much faster. Let's go into here, and there's quite often, not all the time, but quite often, there's some good loot in here to start off with, and some foods. Those give steel. I've come here several times and I've found honeycomb, full bag, and I've found various things. Now you've got a brewing station here. The brewing stations, you can pick up various plants with water and create beers or wines or spirits. Now, they have their pluses and minuses in the game. Some of them will give you bonuses to some of your special stats while reducing the your stats on other special areas. Like beer, I know, gives you a bonus to strength and endurance, but it reduces your intelligence and charisma, as it does in real life, despite what we may think. Here we go. Here's a mod, a Raider's Asbestos Torso mod. So basically, if we find a Raider chest piece, we can fit that on there, and we get a bonus to certain types of elements. So we've picked up some dirty water, and we come to a cooking station. It's split down into all the different areas to make it easier if you're looking for a specific thing. Now I know we've picked up some dirty water, so we come to the boil water. It takes two dirty water, 1 wood. Now, dirty water is highly irradiated, so it'll give you on average around about 5 rads, between 5 and 10 rads per drink of it. It also will give you a 5% disease chance, and it only return to a small amount of the water to your water bar, which, as you see there, bottom right above the AP, so that completely drains. Once one of them are empty, you'll start taking damage. While it's in the red, you'll lose out on action points. But as you see there, boiled water now only gives me 5 rads, heals me 10% of hit points, and gives me 15% water, whereas later on in the game when you find a water filter, you can then turn the boiled water into purified. I take no radiation damage, take no disease damage. I can get 25 hit points and 25% of my water back. So, dirty water bad, boiled water better, purified water best. So I'll head down here now. Now, you'll quite often see logs laying on the floor. Gather them, because when you start off, you can't make any bases out of metal or brick. You've only got wood. So you're going to need all the wood you can get. Now, a good trick for that is if you come down this hill at the start, you come to a logging camp, and you see these protectrons or robots running around. Can I harvest that for? No. But if you interact with them, they'll give you 10 wood each. Now, sometimes I can only find 2. I've only seen 2 down here. Sometimes there's 3. I have even seen 4 down here. I think it is just a random spawn. So that's another 10 wood. You can harvest the wood piles. Obviously there's these piles here. Now wood does have a weight to it, but it's not a very high weight. I think it's 0.01 per piece of wood, which isn't massive, but if you start carrying around thousands of them, it will start to weigh you down. So we got our wood from there. Oh, there's another protectron. We've got more wood from there. More wood from there. So you see, now I'm one of these people who I try and pick up everything. It's a Bethesda game. You know, these are the people that make Elder Scrolls, where you can loot pretty much everything. Where did he go? Oh, he's run off. So, if you want to try and pick up everything, you're not going to be able to. Ah! Something's attacking me. Ugh. It's a tick that's fallen through the floor. Yeah, it's dead. Good. Oh, and I'm because I suck at shooting. You can even use VATs with your melee weapons, which is kind of cool. A little bit of blood on my hands, that'll disappear. But yeah, if you suck at shooting like I do, you're going to go through ammo quite quickly. Now I know I should use VATs, but I don't have a high agility, so it burns through rather quickly. So anyway, in here there's a few useful items. Again, there's more wood. And we've got these here. Ooh. An outfit. Now outfits you can wear over your vault suit and your armour. All they are is a cosmetic change. So there you go, that's what I look like. Put my weapon away, and then that's what you look like at the moment. Your natty little vault suit and party hat. If I bring up the PipBoy, go to apparel, and there's the outfit. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. When in a waste world? Oh, boxes of loose gears. You'll find boxes of loose gears and boxes of loose screws. You'll never find an individual screw all on its own like that. They always come in little boxes. Now, there's no one of gears. And a lead pipe. Believe it or not, lead pipes in this game, weapon. Wooden crate, empty. But we do have a tinker's workbench. Now tinker's workbenches are where you can obviously scrap your items. But with the scrapping, not only do you scrap your junk on the auto, if you come across to weapons, you can scrap weapons that you don't need. And by doing it, it'll teach you know, if you've got mods to learn for each weapon, it'll teach you the mods. So I just scrapped that board and it gave me the mod for bladed board. What that means, I don't know. I've never made a bladed board, but it doesn't sound like it's going to be very fun to be hit with or very fun to use. I'm thinking splinters in my hands and infection, and I'm thinking too deep into this. Ignore me. Combat knife. We've got our machete, so we don't need another knife. Flare gun, 11 damage. What does our pipe pistol do? 12. So, not that great. And it's only a 3 on the fire rate, which means it's fairly slow. And lead pipe, we can't even use yet. But it's going to give us concrete and lead. Okay. But with the crafting, oh my god, I look so daft. Right, so as it says there in top left, find gunpowder to create bullets. So we don't have any gunpowder at the moment, I don't think. Oh, we do. But these are all, you can make all these different rounds. Some of them don't require like gunpowder, as you would quite well imagine. You know, being a crossbow bolt or a harpoon, because they're just lumps of metal or wood. But one of the good things about Tinker's Bench is with your stash, when you start picking up a lot of resources, they start to weigh a lot. Come to the Tinker's stash and you can turn them into bulk boxes, which reduces the overall weight by turning it into effectively bundles of that item. This is one of the fundamental ways of managing the amount of junk you have in your stash and reducing the weight, because that weight can grow rather rapidly. So, energy ammo, your explosive ammo, grenades, and your mines. As you go along, you'll add there are another couple of categories you can add into there. Radaway, dirty water. As I was saying about the dirty water, it's not that good for you. Let's have a quick look at it. There you go, 15 rads, 3% disease chance and only 15% water. Boiled water, 5 rads, no disease, 10 HP and 15 water. And then obviously, like I said, the purified water is better for you. Aluminium scrap, combination wrench, gas canisters, another lead pipe, waste acid. See, now I know what I'm looking for. I want it to alert me when I'm finding lead and screws. Those are the two of the hardest things to find. So a trick for that, if you bring up your PipBoy, go across to your junk, and on PlayStation hit R1, or on Xbox hit RB, you go into the component mode. Now on this, you can see where you get these things from as you find them, but you can also, by pressing X or A, tag them. So when you look at something that contains that item, it will show you. It'll highlight it next to the things as you look through boxes. So I know that we need screws, gears, lead. Plastic is a big thing for creating the bulk and keeping your size down, but you see there's quite a lot here. And screws. Springs. Those are the main ones that I find that I'm running out of quite a lot on my high level characters. Springs, screws, lead, plastic, gears, and adhesive. So now when I look at things, if it contains it, or well, you've got to scrap it first to realise it. But screwdrivers contain plastic. Oil canisters contain oil. These contain steel. Combination wrench, you can see now it's got the little magnifying glass symbol. That's because it contains a component that we've tagged for search. So if we go back to here and go to the junk, combination wrench, it has lead in it, which is one of the ones we searched for. Gas canisters contain steel and oil. Industrial oil canisters contain aluminium and oil. And screwdrivers, steel and wood. Where's the wood in it? Oh, from the handle. So, there we have the basics of Fallout 76. I'm just going to be running around and looting. And for now, I shall leave it there. Oh, let's kill this guy. So there we go. That is the Welcome to Appalachia. Very, very, very basic guide on the game and what you can do and what to do. So that's the start of it. From moving forwards, you just obviously spend a lot of time running around. Oh, hatchet, stim pack, and sometimes the notes are quite good because they can either open up other quests or just lead you in on a little bit to the lore of the game, and sometimes just nothing to do with the game. It's just literally they've created conversations between people. So the level of detail in there at times, just like all the other games they make, can be quite immersive. So anyway, as I was saying, that's the end of the first video. Please like, subscribe and share if you've liked what you've seen. I promise next time I make this video or make a video, I'll not be so boring and rambling on. And we'll just get into the gameplay and start chasing things down. So thank you very much for watching. I'm MALteesar, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.